Welcome everybody to today's Kabbalat Shabbat on Zoom and Yom Yerushalayim Sameach for what's left of it, the last hour. So today we're going to have a Devar Torah from Rabbi Black as it's pre-Shavuot, and we're going to have after that Stuart Lee, who's going to lead us into Kabbalat Shabbat. So welcome everyone, and over to you, Rabbi Black.
Thank you so much. Do you mind if I share with you all? Can I share? Is that okay? Can you all see this little presentation I'm about to share? Can you see that? Right, let me just see if I can do this. Hold on. How do I move this? You are screen sharing. I need to do that. And I need to get rid of that. Open this one up. There we are. Okay. So you quite rightly you said that it was Yom Yerushalayim, Jerusalem Day, which of course brings us back to 1967. Let's just remember, because I was only 3 years old at the time, and some of you were a little bit older, not much, but a little bit older than that. So I don't have much of a memory to tell you about it, but I do read history books and I do see things. So I'm going to show you a few pictures over here, and I'm going to go into this. Here we go. This is a picture. This is one of the iconic. Have you all got it? You can all see it. I hope you can. This is. Let me just get rid of that because that's recording me on mine. This is an iconic photo, and you see Rabbi Goren in the middle. Can you see Rabbi Goren in the middle over here? That's Rabbi Goren. He's blowing the shofar, right? And he's holding a Sefer Torah on the side. Or you'll notice also that he's got his tefillin shel rosh that he's wearing over here. This is just a few moments, perhaps after liberation. I don't exactly know when it was. I can't tell you because I wasn't there, as I said. But it was obviously in that day, in the few hours after the liberation, and he's there. And it is also quite noticeable that apart from the fact that he's wearing his tefillin shel rosh, you will notice that he's actually not wearing his tefillin shel yad, right? The tefillin of the hand. Just want to note that. Also, you will note that he's also not wearing an standard army hat. He is wearing an army hat, but not the proper helmet that you're supposed to wear during that time. I think that he's trying to show his brevity. But also the other thing is that you're not really supposed to wear your shel rosh without the shel yad. So what happens? Well, if you look at this guy over here to his left, right, to our right, and to his left, he's actually wearing the shel yad. What happened was that Rabbi Goren, straight after he said, "Let me put the shel rosh on. I want to put the tefillin on." He said, "I'll give you the shel rosh. I won't give you the shel yad." So he gave him the shel rosh, and this guy on the side is wearing the shel yad. I just thought that's an interesting picture, iconic photo of this event. And you've got the kotel behind him. Let's just have a look at the next one. The next picture is over here. The most famous photo that you can ever think of. You've got the three of them, and I've got their names written down here. Let me just write down the names. Sion Karasanti, I think this is him. Chaim Oshvi and Yitzchik Yefat. There they are. They're all of them. They're there in 1967. The most iconic photo of the whole thing. You know, 3 paratroopers who arrive there. And you can imagine the euphoria at that time. The euphoria that they felt exactly at the time. And here they are. 1 second. Yes. Oh, no. Can I move it? Oh, I don't know what's happened here. For some funny reason, I can't. Oh, that is good, isn't it? That is really a good picture. Here we go. No. I'm trying to move this on. I can't seem to be able to move on my screen share. I wonder why that is. Escape. Maybe that'll do it. There we are. We're on to this one. These are the same guys. Let me just go back. That's them. That's them. 50 years later. That was 9 years ago, because it's the 59th year. And when they got together, all of them, it wasn't so much shalom, it wasn't so much euphoria. 50 years later, they were in the each one of them sort of like disagreed about how they felt about it. Some of them felt, wow, this was fantastic. We have the land, we got this land, we got the kotel, we're so happy to have it. Other ones were not so happy. One of them apparently said, look at the trouble we have, we're going to be fighting wars for the rest of our time. And the truth is, there's a certain truth in that. We have been fighting, with it, because they have this thing about the Al-Aqsa mosque, and the truth is, they have it. They have, even though they cried out, Ha Habayit V'Yadenu, the holy temple mount is in our hands. It's actually not true. It's not actually in their hands. It's in the hands of the Jordanians. It's still in the hands of the Jordanians, and it's quite an interesting factor. So, it wasn't the euphoria sort of like ended. It's like ended there. And here we have, by the way, nice picture of the kotel. That was sort of like going back 100 years. Beautiful picture. It's not actually, that's just that's a picture. It's not a photo. But you can imagine how it used to be. And the area that we now know as the Kotel Plaza, which is today, was only a small little place, a very, very small place. And it wasn't what it is today. And this is what it is today. Whoa, here we go. Just want to show you this. This is it, the Kotel Plaza. Isn't that marvelous? The Kotel Plaza. Wonderful place that we can come together. And literally, I just saw it just before Yom Tov. Sorry, just before, just last night. So Yom Tov, yeah, Yom Yerushalayim. And the place was packed out to capacity. It was really beautiful. And I just think it's just a lovely thing to see. Now let's come out of here and let me close that one down. And we go back. Oh, we come back to screen sharing has stopped. And I just thought that was a nice little thing. I'm just going to close this over here, because it can get a bit noisy in my house, as you probably am aware. And I just thought a little message, because there you had this euphoria. You had people who were completely irreligious. They went to kiss the kotel for the first time, and they lined up to put on their tefillin, the tefillin shal yad and shal rosh. There was this feeling as they came, and people wept, and there was this unbelievable feeling at that time. And I don't know about you, when I go to see the kotel and I see it, and I get very emotional every single time I see it. Even if I saw it the other day, and I go, I could be in Yerushalayim, and I go on a number of times to see it. I don't know about you, I always feel something very, very special. I think you have to go back and to be able to see that and to feel that what we felt at that time, 59 years ago, when we got it, and we were able to say, "Ha'bai b'yadenu." I think there's a little message over here from today, but from this week's century, from Parashat Bamidbar, because in Parashat Bamidbar, it talks about the encampments of Bnei Yisrael as they traveled through the wilderness. And it speaks about it talks about the counting, and also talks about their encampments. And there was a certain way they were supposed to encamp, and they were supposed to go all together, right, in this encampment. And there's a famous midrash that said, no, we don't want to go over there. We don't want to be next to Reuven. We don't want to be next to this one. We don't want to be next to that one. And Moshe goes back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and says, look, they're arguing about the encampment. Can we not change the encampments? He says, well, you should know that I put them in this encampment exactly as they are supposed to encamp, surrounding the Mishkan. This was exactly the way they went when they first came down to Mitzrayim. They came with Yaakov, and the each one of the tribes, they came in a specific place. They did it automatically. I went back to the beginning. You see, because when they went to beginning, from that beginning, they were all together. They were ba'achdet. They were all together. They were united together. He says, this is exactly how I want them to encamp in this feeling of achdut together. And I think we have to go back to that time when we were at at that time in 1967, where we had that euphoria. How was it? How was that? Because there was that achdut, that unity of all B'nai Yisrael together. We felt it really depended on this particular fight that was going to take place in Har Habayit B'Yadenu. The holy mountain is in our hand, is in our hands. Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos.
Welcome.
When Fiddler on the Roof was in the West End Theatre starring Topol. You remember that? Yeah? It was Fiddler on the Roof. I particularly like the film, but the film came out quite about 5 years later, 1972, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right?
Probably. Thank you so much, Rabbi Black.
Thank you, Danny.
Really nice
Okay,
to
just
see
a
all those
thought.
photos.
Yes,
Nice
yes.
memories. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, now over to